Good morning, board members, department representatives, and the community as well, community members, and Excel Paving. I'm standing in the back. Today is a special day for all of us. The Bureau of Engineering and the city as a whole is very excited to be able to finally have our groundbreaking for the Affordable Housing Sustainable Communities Round 3, 8 Elden Elms, STI, and TRA improvements projects, which is the standard transportation infrastructure and transportation-related amenities improvement project. The Affordable Housing and Sustainable Community Program integrates affordable housing and sustainable transportation, making it easier for residents to drive less by making sure that housing, jobs, and key destinations are accessible by walking, biking, or transit. The Bureau of Engineering team, in collaboration with Council District 1, Los Angeles Department of Transportation, Bureau of Street Services, Bureau of Contract Administration, Bureau of Street Lighting, and Excel Paving, have worked to prepare the plans and also will do the construction for this project for approximately $5 million. This project is scoped to connect residents of the Elden Elms housing development and surrounding communities to places of interest, including schools, bus stops, and shopping centers. And these pedestrian enhancements will reduce greenhouse gas emissions and improve mobility by encouraging active modes of transportation and providing safe and accessible walkways for all. Some of the highlights that this project will entail is reconstruction of 7 new ADA-compliant curb ramps and 6 curb extensions, installation and or reconstruction of over 36,300 square feet of new and existing sidewalk, installation of 11 new street lights, and upgrade of 29 new street lights as well. Installation of 33 new or upgraded high visibility crosswalks by LADOT, and planting of 48 new street trees. As always, the support of all of you in this community is invaluable to us, and I want to thank everyone for your continued support in making this project a reality. Now, as you guys know, project delivery is is complex, and it requires cooperation and coordination amongst many different departments. I want to take this opportunity to thank the departments and also some individual divisions within departments and also oversight agencies. I would like to thank, first off, Council District 1, Councilmember Hernandez. I know she's not here, but she'll have her chance to speak. And all the staff. You guys did a wonderful job setting this whole thing up and being excellent supporters for this project. We'd like to thank the Board of Public Works. Thank you for approving and awarding this project. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have been able to even award this project. We'd like to thank Los Angeles Housing Department, the CAO's office, as well as the mayor's office, who've been tremendous champions for this project. They were able to facilitate and help us with grant administration and also getting additional funding, supplemental funding for this project. We'd like to thank Los Angeles Department of Transportation, who has been incredible partners for this. They allow us to use their transportation grant fund as front funding for this grant. They're also doing some work, as you can see from this board. They're doing work for crosswalk improvements, and they've also helped us tremendously doing design work for other affordable housing sustainable communities projects. We'd like to thank the street services, who are doing resurfacing work and sidewalk improvements work for this project and other projects. Bureau of Street Lighting for doing the design for this Elden Elms project with these new street lights. We would also, of course, like to thank our Bureau of Contract Administration. They are the eyes and ears out there. They make sure that the construction is all done per plans and specs. So they do a tremendous job. And then, of course, I would like to thank different divisions within the Bureau of Engineering. Obviously, our Street Improvement Division, the project management team, for facilitating this project, getting this to the place that it is through all the coordination. Our design review team, who does the design review for these projects. Our construction management division, who are really the pinnacle of getting this project done. They look at the administration, they answer all the questions from the contractor, they make sure things are on budget, on schedule, and make sure all critical issues are resolved so this project can move forward in a timely fashion. We'd like to thank our communications team for doing their job of getting this all set up, coordinating this event. Our city engineer, our interim city engineer, and our executive management for their support. We'd like to thank our survey division, who actually, they're the first step of this whole process, making sure that all the topography is done properly. We'd like to thank our geotechnical engineering division, our real estate division to make sure we have all the right-of-ways. If it wasn't for the people that and the departments that I mentioned, we wouldn't be having this groundbreaking right now. And I really appreciate everyone's support for this project. Thank you. And Excel Paving, I'm sorry. That was last. Excel Paving, thank you so much for all your help and basically doing the construction for this project. You guys are very, very critical to this piece. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nur. Thank you so much. And next up, I want to invite someone who sees the impact of safe streets every single day for students, for families, for educators. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Erica Moreno, principal of Leo Politi Elementary School.
Good morning. My name is Erica Moreno, and I am the I am the proud principal of Leo Politi Elementary School. I want to take a moment to acknowledge and celebrate the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities Project, as well as the partners who made this work possible. As a school leader, I see every day the conditions of our streets, our sidewalks, our crossings directly impacting our students, families, and staff. Many of our children use multiple modes of transportation to get to school: biking, scootering, walking, public transportation, strollers, and safe, well-designed infrastructure is essential to the safety, attendance, and overall well-being of our students. That is why this project matters. It is not only improving mobility for our students and safety for our families, but also reflecting a commitment to the investment in our communities. And ensuring that our families have access to safe transportation options and healthy public spaces. So we're grateful for this partnership. Thank you to everyone who is involved in investing in infrastructure that supports our students, our families, and our future. Thank you so much. Erica Moreno, E-R-I-K-A, Moreno, M-O-R-E-N-O. Leo Politi Elementary School. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Moreno. Next up, we have the woman of the hour. I'd like to welcome Councilmember Hernandez from Council District 1.
Thank you. I want to say thank you for your patience with me, but the people of the hour are all the folks who you uplifted, who have done the work of designing, uplifting this, and now the folks who are actually going to build it. I'm really grateful to be able to join you all today. My name is Eunisses Hernandez. I'm the councilwoman representing the 1st District. Welcome to the 1st District. We're here today to celebrate something that might sound simple, like sidewalks, crosswalks, streetlights, and trees, but anyone who's ever tried to get a sidewalk fixed in LA knows exactly how much of a big deal this is. In this city, it can take 7 years to repair a sidewalk. We have tens of thousands of broken sidewalks in our backlog, aging infrastructure, and a city budget that has to stretch across generations of deferred maintenance. So when we say we're investing $5 million in one neighborhood street, that's not normal. That is intentional. This project is funded through the Affordable Housing and Sustainable Communities Program, which understands that housing doesn't work in isolation. You can't build affordable housing and surround it with unsafe streets. You can't tell families to walk, bike, or take transportation without making those routes safe and accessible. Infrastructure is how policy shows up in people's daily lives. That's why I always say that people's quality of life are literally political decisions that we have to make every day. This investment brings real, tangible improvements to Pico Union: upgraded crosswalks, curb extensions, lighting, ADA accessible ramps, reconstructed sidewalks, and new trees, all within walking distance of Elden Elms and Leo Politi Elementary School. That means safer school routes for our students, safer streets for seniors and people with disabilities, and streets that reflect the value of the people who live here. One of the main contributors to young people getting killed here in the city of LA are violent vehicular collisions. And so when we talk about public safety, what we're doing today is public safety. This infrastructure is public safety. And that's why it's incredibly important that we prioritize that in the budget. I want to be clear, this didn't happen by accident. It happened because resources were secured, departments coordinated, and this community was prioritized in a system where too many neighborhoods are told to wait. Today's groundbreaking represents that collaboration, turning it into action on the ground in our communities. I'm just grateful for all the people that have a hand, have their mind, have their time and resources invested in this project. Pico Union, MacArthur Park, Westlake are some of the densest neighborhoods that we have here in the city of LA. As you can see, we are surrounded by apartment buildings, and these schools are not too far. So these improvements are going to allow for thousands of people to go to work, to go to school, and come back home safely no matter what mode of transportation they take, particularly for our pedestrians, our young people, our seniors, and our folks who rely on public transportation. So again, thank you to all the city departments, every single one of y'all, the ones who drew up the plans, the ones who calculated the angles of the ramps, to again, the folks who are doing the work of actually implementing the infrastructure. I'm deeply, deeply grateful to all of you. Now I'll pass it back to Naomi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Council Member. Next up, I want to recognize the leadership that helps coordinate this work across departments and ensure long-term stewardship of our public spaces. Please welcome President of the Los Angeles Board of Public Works, Stephen Kang.
Thank you, Council Member, and thank you to all of our stakeholders on this historic milestone. My name is Steve Kang. I'm honored to serve as the President of the Board of Public Works at the City of Los Angeles. So the Board of Public Works is the governing body that ensures coordination and awarding of contracts for our 5 critical infrastructure bureaus. So I would like to consider myself a neighbor to this project because I live just down the street on Olympic, so it was the shortest commute for me to date. And once again, when we talk about the future of infrastructure investment in the city of Los Angeles, this project exemplifies and embodies the future and the vision that our council member and our leadership at the city tries to embody, especially where affordable housing is our centerpiece. So earlier this year, as Nur mentioned, the scope of the project, the Board of Public Works awarded after a careful consideration of this construction contract to XL Paving. And since then, we've made sure to expedite and to make sure that this project remains on time. And as many of the speakers before me, all 5 of our bureaus, from our street services, engineering, contract administration, street lights, in addition to our partner agencies like the Department of Transportation and Council District 1, have made this project a reality. So once again, I want to thank all of our stakeholder and especially our Councilmember Hernandez for her advocacy in championing this project, as well as our elementary school behind us. So I look forward to coming back when this project is completed, hopefully in summer of next year. So once again, thank you very much.
We have one more speaker. We were supposed to have Laura Rubio Cornejo, from the general manager of the Los Angeles Department of Transportation, but unfortunately she's running a few minutes late. But luckily we have Colin Sweeney from LADOT, so please welcome Colin.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much. Sorry Laura couldn't be here, but happy to speak on behalf of LADOT to celebrate this groundbreaking. And we all know this is, to support the housing development near here. But we all know that housing alone does not make a community complete. Surrounding streets have to support the housing and support that community, and ensure that streets are safe, accessible, and supportive of these people's needs. These improvements won't just support the residents of Elden Elms, but the entire surrounding community. LADOT has already been at work here. We've upgraded 17 crosswalks within this project area, and more are coming in line with this, with the curb extensions and curb ramps that are being built. We've already established crosswalk improvements near the schools here, and when combined together, no matter how Angelinos choose to travel, we will be providing them a safe and dignified experience for the residents and surrounding neighborhood. Want to thank all of our partners in the community. This project is ultimately for you and why we do our work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everybody. And with that, that concludes our speaking program. And I do want to give one final shout out to Susanna and Jan for all of your help pulling off this event today. This truly is a groundbreaking day. As the council member said, it takes 7 years to fix the sidewalk. So the fact that this is happening in this low-income, high-needs community that deserves every last resource, it's a big deal. So thank you all for being here. And with that, we're going to grab our shovels and we're going to break some ground.